Hello and welcome back everybody. It's Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. In today's story, the man says, "Walked in on my wife getting tossed up by another man." Well, let's see how this story goes. Also, if you like what I do, please give this video a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel.
It was 2010, and I was in training to be an EMT. I was 27 years old at the time, and wife of 2 years was 3 years younger. She worked on base as a career planner for Marines and specialized in helping Marines getting out to get employment. She helps them set up resumes and offers classes for soft skills. Our schedules are the same, but different days off. I was promised by my job that after I get a certain amount of training done, I would be able to switch days with other trainees if they agree. Forgetting the scheduled switch, I went to work on my day off. Me and my buddies at the job laugh it off and shot for an hour. I was there, so why not? It took 20 minutes to get home, but when I did, I noticed a Dodge Challenger parked in my spot.
Now, there was more than enough visitor parking, so OP was thinking, why is this parked here?
Came to my apartment door quietly to surprise my wife and heard yelling coming from our open bedroom door. I paused, but then again, we watch adult in the bedroom, so I was thinking, wow, I can watch her solo, and embarrassed her. I walked slowly to the bedroom, but as I got closer, the yells sounded familiar, but not video familiar. I came to the door and froze, only to see my wife getting 360 pile driver by some diesel jarhead. I couldn't move, and 15 seconds later, my wife looked towards the door and gasped. The guy stopped shocked and pushed her away from him. When he pulled out, I noticed he wasn't wearing protection. My wife angrily asked what I was doing home. I stood in the door and looked at the ground silent. The man put his pants on, grabbed his shirt, and made to the door. I thought to myself, I could fight this dirtbag and get arrested plus lose my job, or let it go. I stood at the door as he stopped, waiting for me to let him pass.
OP looked at him. He looked at OP with a mildly concerned look, so he stepped aside.
When he passed me, he stopped, took another look at me and said, "Aye, man, thanks, but it is what it is," then left. My wife looked at me angry and said, "You weren't supposed to be here. Today is my day off." I looked at her and said, "Every day is your day off from here on out." I felt real cold, confused, and like such a D-head. I thought I was doing everything right. I went downstairs and seen the man in his car. He was on the phone. I couldn't believe he was still here. I got real angry, went upstairs and grabbed one of my bowling balls to smash something. My wife jumped in front of the door and blocked me. She started yelling, "Don't, he's leaving." I remember looking at her and feeling sick. How could you protect this man? I pushed past her and the car was gone. I slammed the ball in the street and finally broke down crying. Yes, fellas, I cried. Everything I had was gone, and the man who took it from me is gone. No answers, no revenge. I called my sister, and it's weird how women just know what's going on. Goes to show how naive I was about things. My wife started crying and said, "We should talk before you talk to your family." I ignored her and left.
After a couple of months living with the sister and her girlfriend, he got his own place and started doing nursing.
And because I had EMT training, I was allowed to work nursing during my schooling. I met a lot of awesome women in the program, but the thought of a relationship made me weak. Also, during my divorce, my wife found my classes. She would try to run up talking about our business to make the female students jealous and violated the restraining order. Fast forward 8 months, and our divorce was almost finalized. The crazy thing is, the man who was sleeping with my wife got my contact info and reached out to me. He was getting discharged from the service and wanted to be a cop. However, my wife was harassing him and it was getting serious. He asked to meet with me. I needed closure, so we met near base. Sure enough, it was him. He showed up with another service member buddy of his. I didn't know how to feel, but he told me my wife was serving him for emotional distress. I seriously was about to laugh because karma is a bee and he's getting his. I told him that has nothing to do with me. He said he would help with the divorce so I wouldn't have to pay alimony. Told him not sure how that would work, and considering where we were with the divorce, don't think it would help, dumb idiot.
OP asked him, "What do you want from me anyways?"
He said if I can get him a written letter signed to his command claiming she's harassing him, divorce, blah blah. I said, and you guessed it, nope. He got angry, and before he could utter a word, I told him to go to hell. You ruined my life and destroyed my family. I hope she buries you. This guy was unbelievable, asking me for help after what he did. I left and called my wife. She didn't answer, so I left her a voicemail. Told her that I don't know what she's up to, but your little man toy and I met. If she hands out my information again, I'm reporting violations on our restraining order and for handing out my information.
OP was dating a nurse from his program and she would help.
Kind of tacky, but what could I do? Fast forward to now, and I am doing well. Have a 1-year-old son, and his mother is amazing. We just tied the knot. Looking on my ex-wife's social media, and she appears to be doing fine. She's been traveling and modeling all around until COVID. Thought of reaching out to her, but some things are better left to rest.
End of the first story. We have another story coming up next, but before that, if you're liking what you heard so far, please give this video a thumbs up so this video will reach more and more beautiful people like you around the world. Let's listen to a few responses from the community.
First comment. Why would you reach out to her? I'm confused. OP's reply. For closure and to thank her. I grew that day 10 years ago. Second comment. Huge red flag. Why would you reach out? 1-year-old and just married? After all that, you had a kid that quick? Not good life decisions. OP's reply. Passing on your legacy is always a good decision. And I come from a traditional household. I'm not trying to rob my son of that experience.
The second story is titled, My Ex-Fiance's 2-month Affair with Her Co-Worker.
In 2012, my now ex-fiancé and I met while setting off for college together. After 2 years, she moved in with me, and we're both still in school now. In 2017, I began grad school and was really occupied more often than not. She played in co-ed groups constantly and played different games. She began continually playing sports with a male companion, and I didn't think anything bad of it. She began to get far off and carrying on of character. My gut was disclosing to me something bad was going on, so I went through her phone while she was sleeping and found screen captures that she took of discussions among her and this person. The real messages were erased, however she took screenshots of pieces of it for some reason. I conjecture back to think on them. Now, she was having an emotional, illicit relationship with this individual, and I called her out on it. She was really remorseful, and I boldly required her back following 14 days of thoroughly considering it. She finished things quickly with the AP and never wondered whether or not to convey and chip away at herself and our relationship. The thought was always there in my mind of what she did, but she hadn't done anything after this to make me question our relationship.
They got engaged in September of 2019, but the wedding planned for May 2020 got delayed and eventually cancelled in October 2020 due to the pandemic and because they were just going to do something small.
October of 2020, she starts working late randomly, staying out with girlfriends. She changes all her passwords. She's texting constantly, and her phone is attached to her hip. I ask for the password, and she gives it, so I thought none the wiser. But a couple days later, the passwords were changed. She starts doing things totally out of character that throw immediate red flags to the first time she cheated in 2017. I confronted her twice at the end of October and the end of November, asking what is going on, or am I being insecure? She lies to my face and says nothing is wrong, that she can't wait to marry me soon. My gut is still telling me she's hiding something. I eventually get into her laptop, and that's where I see screenshots, thanks Google Photos, of conversations she's having with a coworker, totally different person than the first time, if that wasn't clear.
OP checked her location history, which is something he never did before.
On her late work nights and girls' nights, she's at some house 20 minutes from her work. My heart dropped, and that's when everything clicked and her behavior made sense. That day when I found out she said she had to work late again, so I sent her a picture of what I found and she came home immediately. We argued, talked, and I told her to leave. She admitted to the PA. She left for the weekend to her parents. Over the weekend, I thought that maybe we could work it out again. We did it once, we can do it again. I talked to her parents who were divorced due to her dad's affair.
OP talked to her sister who cheated on her now husband and they worked things out and have 2 kids.
Her sister told me that all of her ex-fiancé's relationships have ended because she cheats. Of course, no one was going to tell me this while dating, but would have been nice to know after the first time she cheated. She came back on Monday and we talked. I laid out my terms and she didn't agree. She wanted terms for me too. She said that it would hurt to end that friendship with the AP, that working together and having lunch every day brought them close together over the years she's been working there, that she had to do what she had to do to be happy, that she told the AP that she loved him, that AP listened and talks to her, that AP would let her have everything I wouldn't. Her strongest example of this is a dog. A dog? Really? We live in an apartment and both work and aren't home for 12 hours. I was not going to crate a dog for 12 hours. So I told her once we have a backyard, she can have whatever dogs she wanted. Like, seriously? From the grapevine, I heard the AP already had an engagement ring for her. She was so deep in the fog, and even today, I think she is. She was so smug and rude about it. No true remorse like the first time. It hurt to see her act this way. I thought I knew her. It just hurts. I thought I knew what my future was going to be. Things were planned and timelines started, and now I'm just lost. I take it day by day. It's bad being alone after having someone there for 8 years. I think that's the hardest thing for me, being alone. I made her my priority, even above myself, and now I don't know what to do with myself. All the memories, all the things, all the support, all the adventures, just wasted because she couldn't talk to me. She's moved out and we haven't had contact for about 2 to 3 weeks now.
Edit. Every day is getting easier, but the waves still come, though not as strong. I blocked her where needed, got tested, and I'm redecorating my apartment. I know her cheating isn't my fault, but there are always things I could have worked on better myself, and perhaps the relationship could have gone differently, but it's over now, and that's all that matters. I have picked up mountain biking, and I'm taking my golf games seriously since I can't play hockey. I have a great support group of friends and family. I'm going to use the time during shutdown to reflect and better myself, so when everything is normal, I can be ready to date again. End of the story. Well, OP, she's a cheater dating a cheater. Do the math, one of them will cheat again. I would love to be there when it happens. In the meantime, go and see and do not follow her. You do not care how she is doing. You do not care if she purchased a dog. You do not care if she is messing around with the janitor on the side. Work on you and look forward to finding that incredible woman that you deserve. Cheers, OP. End of the story. Now, before we go, let's listen to a few comments by the beautiful community. The first comment is by GR8.
Read your experience. Feel real sad for you considering it was an 8-year relationship. How did you know the first affair was just an emotional affair? I guess you believed what she said, isn't it? This is the reply by OP. Yes, it was rough. We had planned our wedding and everything. Timeline for trying for kids had been talked about. Some people think it was related to COVID and all the drama of being closer more, but we both have essential jobs, so nothing changed for us. If anything, it saved me since we weren't married and made it a much cleaner break. I'm sure she still would have cheated even after we got married. I don't, but I trusted what she said. But like people have alluded to here, she probably did cheat on me multiple times with multiple people over our relationship. She is a problem, and I don't think any one person will fix it. I'm just glad it's not me anymore. It's been almost 3 months since it all happened, and every day gets easier.
The second comment is by Psychological Toe 99.
Bro, it truly sucks, and I'm sorry for you. We all think that the first time was just a forgivable mistake, and we can move on. But whatever happens, stay on the path to recovery. Everyone in her life will know how she ended it. Everyone knows she is a cheater. That her new label now, there's no coming back from that. So whatever happens in the future, do not take her back. Do not make contact with her. And go live the life you deserve. This is the reply by OP. Her dad texted me, wishing us a happy Christmas. I was the one who had to tell her dad that her daughter had a 2-month-long affair. It broke his heart, and he was so disappointed. He called me a good man and asked to stay in touch.
The final comment is by Zig1.
There is nothing you can work with. She cheated once and you gave her a second chance, and she did it again and left you. Her dad is a cheater. Her sister is a cheater. She is a cheater and apparently has been since she started dating. You can't do anything when she doesn't want to change, and even if she wants to change, it will be a long and arduous road with no guarantee of success. You don't want to go down that path only to find out 6 or 10 years down the road that she can't change. Sever all ties with her, go completely NC, and work on yourself so you can move on. Whether she doesn't love you anymore or she is easily distracted by shiny things. Soon enough, her knight in shining armor will quickly turn into an idiot wrapped in tinfoil, and she will backtrack and try to get back with you, cheat on him, or he will turn controlling because he obviously can't trust her. Whatever made it okay in her mind for her to cheat on you is still there, it didn't go away. With her gone, you have removed a cancer from your life. She, being the cancer, brought it into her new relationship, and soon enough, it will end as well. Hopefully, when she comes around to ask for a second chance, you will have moved on and be with someone worth being with, and you can slam the door in her face. The last thing you want is to give her a third chance and marry her, but a house and have kids, and for this to happen 5, 6, or 10 years down the line. You don't want to spend your life wondering if she is out with her friends or if she is out sleeping with some guy, if she is working overtime, or if she is cheating. You don't want to be the relationship police, especially since she has demonstrated very clearly that she has not learned from any relationship before you, and from cheating on you, so it's almost guaranteed that she will do this again, whether to you or someone else. In her mind, you are waiting at home for her as plan B. Work on yourself so that when her relationship inevitably implodes, and it will implode, make sure you are strong enough to push her away.
Thank you all for listening. Please like, comment and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.